Hi everyone, it's Chris on the run again, and I'm trying a new position for my camera for this video. So we'll see how it works out. Today I am going to show you dinner prep for my wife and I. So we are making gluten-free for everything. So that is going to be just as is. All recipes on here, unless I state otherwise, are gluten-free because I am gluten-free. It just does better for me. Even when I want special treats, I always go gluten-free. It just yuck. So, unless I say otherwise, everything's gluten-free. And yeah, so we are making chicken Parmesan and with noodles, with spaghetti, and then with a side of baked zucchini. So that's what we're doing. Please let me know in the comments below if you like this position better. My wife and I are going to be working together to find the best position for this and the best camera angles. So, you know, it's a work in progress. So right now, I ordered our groceries for the time frame on Instacart. And so the Instacart guy is on his way, and I need 1/2 tablespoon of milk for the chicken Parmesan. So I'm going to start the zucchini or Italian squash for right now and get that on the baking tray and ready to go in the oven. And then I am going to get the other stuff. If I have to pause it, it's because the guy came to drop off the groceries, and then I'll walk you through the whole meal. And yes, please excuse the crazy pauses and me leaning forward and the weird faces and stuff. Haley and I are going to get on figuring the editing stuff out, but right now this is just me putting myself out there and doing what I love, which is teaching and cooking good food and just encouraging myself to lose weight and to feel beautiful on the outside as much as I do on the inside. So yeah, so I have right here our 2 chicken breasts in plastic wrap waiting. They just need to finish thawing just a little bit more before I roll them to flatten them a little bit. And plus, like I said, I'm waiting for the milk, so I'm starting with the zucchinis. I have assembled all my ingredients I need, and I have measured out 4 ounces of gluten-free spaghetti noodles right here. The brand Haley and I prefer is Barilla. So this is what we prefer right here. There you go. And over here by the oven, I prepared my baking tray with a piece of foil on it for the zucchini. And over on the back burner, I have a pot of water ready for the noodles. So let's get cutting. I got my chef's knife, and I do know it needs to be sharpened. So let me grab my little sharpener and give it a few swipes. Oh, hi, Angel. We just recently got a new cat, and she is all about loves. And my hands have been washed prior to doing all this. I am only cooking for myself and my wife, and so obviously we maintain cleanliness, but you know, it is what it is. It's just 2 of us. All right. And you can see this a little bit better, but I'm going to tilt my camera just a bit so you can see. And I can hear our little kitties. We already had a cat. His name is Zeus. And they're still getting used to each other. So I really love zucchini. It is one of my favorite vegetables. But my favorite vegetable is actually Brussels sprouts, which we will be having later this week. So that is exciting. I'll definitely be making a video of that, as a lot of people really don't like Brussels sprouts for some reason. And I have a really excellent recipe that just, to me, they taste almost, I don't know, chip or crisp like. And they're just really delicious. So, and I'm just cutting these into little circles. I don't know, like about a ½ inch maybe. It's a neat little trick. If anyone knows it, your finger, this section right here, each section is about 1 inch. So on your index finger here, so from here to here is 1 inch, this is 2 inches, this is about 3 inches. Not exact, but it's close enough. My, let's see, my dad's stepdad taught me that. And obviously with this fatter zucchini, I'm going to go like a little bit thinner so the pieces cook evenly. And right now I'm just throwing them in this little Tupperware bowl right here. We have no fancy stuff going on here. We have a few of those made for TV gadgets that I use sometimes. Alright, so we have our zucchini in our bowl. And now what we're going to do is we are going to measure in 3 tablespoons of olive oil. And I had this neat little measuring cup right here. I think they're from the Pampered Chef. I got them for a wedding gift several years ago. And I'm just going to pour it in there. Yeah, every drop of that oily goodness. We're going to be using that again in a minute, so I'm going to leave it out. Alright, so now we just need our spices. So I am a big fan of the Italian seasoning. Haley and I kind of have our own mix that we do. So what the actual recipe that I'm using, which is just when I looked for baked asparagus online, found one. It just called for salt, pepper, and a sprinkle of Parmesan cheese. However, Haley and I like things a little more spicy, and we kind of have our spice combination. So we use a basic Italian seasoning. Excuse our squeaks. Basic garlic powder, not salt. We use a powder, so you can go a little more heavy-handed on it without increasing your salt intake. I'm cutting my head off. Let me rise this back up a little bit. There we go. All right, and then I'm also going to add, with our pepper crusher, how much we like, I add 10 like twists. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then about 3 to 4 twists of the salt. And that's how it looks right now. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our tongs and I'm just going to toss them together. Another way you could do is you could get the lid for your Tupperware and you could shake it. However, I'm going to be a little bit more civilized today. And get everything all coated and nice and beautiful. Shiny, you're looking to make sure each side gets coated. It smells great right now, just fresh. Alright, and so now we have some nice coated, it almost looks like cucumbers, but it is zucchini. Alright, and now I'll pull my tray over here. Again, as I said last video, we do have limited space. Let me rinse those off. We do have limited space, so I have to kind of pull things over as we need them. Alright, so I'm just going to toss them onto the cookie sheet, and then any of the extra oil that's in here, I'm going to drizzle over all of them. So here we go, and I'm going to take these little clumps of them and spread them out. They don't have to be perfectly flat. However, if you have room, that makes it nice. So when it comes to time to cook these, we're looking at about 7 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes. And then you're going to want to kind of toss them and flip them. And then another 5 to 7 on the other side. When you turn them over, if you'd like to add a little sprinkling of cheese, either Parmesan or feta, you know, both flavors would be great with this. In just a moment, after I finish getting this oil out of here, to add to the top to drizzle. I'll show you the cheese that we'll be using, if we want it. But we mainly use it on the asparagus. The zucchini works out really well by itself. So this cheese we found at the 99-cent only store, right here. And it says Mexican style crumbling cheese, and it's actually fabulous. But we will be saving that for our asparagus. Oh, and maybe for the Brussels sprouts, because I love Brussels sprouts, but Haley, not so much. So I need to get her to like them. So I'm going to take our little zucchini rounds here and just put them off to the side because they do not need to go in yet. So, all right, let me clean up here. All right, so the next thing we need to do is flatten the chicken. So I'm going to move my cutting board because it's not really flat. And so I just have the countertop available. And I have my chicken breast right here in between two pieces of saran wrap or plastic cling wrap. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my rolling pin and I'm going to try and put some pressure on it to try and flatten it out. This also creates more tender chicken too during the cooking. It also makes you feel like you're eating more, which is nice. I'm okay if I get a little bit of chicken juice on my counter because I can just pause the video and do a nice thought that was the door. A nice cleanup if I need to. Alright, so this is pretty flattened. Oh, that was my phone. Let me check it real quick. Alright, we have about 10 minutes and start be here. I'm actually going to go with the fist pounding method for the rest of this one because my rolling pin is really not in a few spots. So if you excuse the noise for just a moment, or maybe not. Try and get this chicken, these edges right here. Now let me get a little plate to put them on. All right. All right, so I got this one chicken breast from a nice small one to full plate sized by just rolling and pounding. So that will definitely, it was literally half the size. That will definitely make you feel like you're eating a lot more food. Now let's get this next one. This one's a little bit bigger. You know what? I like the rolling pin at first and then the fist for the end. Ooh, almost cut my chicken in half. All right, there we go. There we go. All right, and let's throw this piece of chicken right on top of it. Goes back. And by doing this with the plastic wrap this way, I have managed not to touch this raw chicken at all. All right. And these black tongs, I will be using for the chicken while it is raw, and then for the cooking process, I will be using the tongs I used earlier for the tossing, so of the vegetables. There. All right. So we have our chicken ready. I'm going to stick it up here on the counter. And now the next part of setup. We have two bowls. I'm getting my cutting board back. It's nice and helpful for cleanup. All right, in one bowl, we need 1/4 cup of flour. I'm using, again, my baking and pancake mix from Aldi's. And I'm actually going to modify this recipe slightly and use 1/3 of a cup because our chicken breasts are a little bit bigger and it'll be easier to count calories this way also and weigh it out. So it's just going to be easier all the way around. All right, so I'm going to get 40 grams of the baking mix, which is 130 calories. There we go, 41, but close enough. I'm not gonna stick 1 gram back in here. And as all my weight loss people will know, and if you don't know, I'm teaching you this now, 1 gram is not counting that many calories. And if you're doing what you're supposed to do, that 1 gram is not going to kill you. So this is going to be our dredge. Okay? So now this is going to be our next part. So we have 1 egg, a little container to crack it into to make sure it is not bad. And I'll reminder, if you haven't watched my previous video or if you haven't forgot, eggs that float can still be good. You just have to smell them. As long as they smell like nothing, you're good to go. So there you are. And I just got another text that's probably my groceries. So I'm going to hit pause right now and I'll be back in a jiff. All right, we are back. Let me adjust my camera again. There we go. You'll notice a gallon of milk has appeared. This is what we've been waiting for because, oh goodness, text messages coming in. I'm just so popular. All right, I will rate my Instacarter. He did a great job this time. Everything looked fabulous this time. No complaints this time. All right, so we were waiting for this gallon of milk because we need 1/2 of a tablespoon for this recipe. I know. Could there have been a substitute? Probably. But you know what? It's the first time making, so I'd like to make it true. I'm using my scale just as a little platform, so it's a little bit higher. So you can see. Again, I'll be cutting my head off a little bit in these shots. This is the best we can do. And I would also like to correct myself from earlier. My zucchini needs to bake at 425, not 350. 425. So I'm going to change it on my oven right now. The times, however, were correct. 5 to 7 minutes each side. So, and if I didn't say that before, I'm saying it now. So, I have my recipe on my computer screen on the other side of where the camera is filming. So, if I get like really close, it's because I can't read far away. So, I have my 1 egg in here, and I'm now adding my 1/2 tablespoon using my nifty little cup. Oops, and I'm also dribbling all over the place, but that's okay. That's why we can clean up. They should have just done a splash. That would have been a little easier. Okay. Put put the milk back in the fridge, or in the fridge since it's right there. All right, next we need a dash of salt. Again, I'm just using my scale to lift this up so that we can get better angles here. A dash of salt, 2 turns. Freshly ground pepper to taste. All right, like I said, we're a little heavy-handed on the pepper here. Okay. Let's see here. 1/3 cup freshly grated Parmesan cheese. I forgot to get that out. All right, we are going with non-freshly grated, your traditional Kraft Parmesan. So if you start watching a lot of our videos, or my videos, our videos, whatever, you'll notice that a lot of our products that we're using are going to be like brand new. I'm not buying them specifically for making videos. I am doing, a lot of them are brand new because up until December 30th, we were eating so much fast food. I mean, yeah, fast food like every day. So yeah, we didn't have a lot of stuff in the house, and what we did have in the house was junk. So, along with starting vlogging here, I am also needing to have more products in the house and more food in the house. So yeah, we're just basically feeling like we're just moving in, really. So now back to this. Smash some of these chunks and a couple of my Parmesan cheese. It says 1/3 of a cup. Got all but the big chunk. So I also have mentioned before that everything I do is gluten-free. However, you will find that certain products, like I don't even read the back of anything anymore because I kind of know unless it's something new. But like here, for example, you know, Kraft Parmesan cheese. Let me look at everything here. On the bottle, it does not say gluten-free. Okay? This does not say gluten-free on here. Okay? This is in no way a pro or con against Kraft Parmesan cheese. If Kraft Parmesan cheese would like to clarify me, that'd be awesome. But me reading the label, it says Parmesan cheese, pasteurized part skim milk, cheese culture, salt and enzymes, cellulose powder to prevent caking, potassium sorbate to protect flavor, contains milk. So it does not say contains wheat or gluten. It does not say processed in a factory. So for myself or for some people who are avoiding gluten or wheat for non-celiac reasons, or for non-severe gluten intolerance reasons, or for reasons otherwise told by their doctor, this would be a safe product to use. However, it does not say gluten-free on it, and so people who are on a incredibly 100% no errors can be made gluten-free diet, this would be something that you would have to actually contact Kraft about because of the cellulose powder. You know, a person who has celiac disease might be able to comment on here and say that, you know, cellulose powder has proven to be gluten-free. But I'm just saying for your protection and for everyone's protection that, you know, everyone's body is different, and to kind of look at your body and your situation. But I am 98% gluten-free. If there is no soy sauce at a restaurant and I have to have soy sauce, I'll use the tiniest dab. But I go to Chinese restaurants like maybe once every other month. Everything I eat is gluten-free. So there are very few instances where I do come into contact with gluten that I'm aware of. So yeah, so I just wanted to say that. I want to put that out there. I want to open it for discussion. And while I am educated about gluten's effect on myself and what's safe for me to eat, I'd like any conversation, any constructive, useful conversation that people have below to be put out there, and for just everyone to be safe for themselves. And if you know that Parmesan cheese is bad for you, then don't use Parmesan cheese. So I'm getting a lot of clumps here now, so I'm going to use my spoon that I just got out to finish filling this up so I don't spill it out all over and totally mess up my calorie count. Alright, so that is level. So there's my third of a cup of Parmesan cheese. 2 tablespoons of chopped fresh basil. That was something that I was having a difficult time finding at the store right now. Excuse me. And so we are just going to use our fancy mixture of spices that we always use, which is, and I love spices because you can use as much of them as you want to add as much flavor as you want, and unless you're eating the whole container, you're not getting any calories. So we're going with our Italian seasoning, we're going with our garlic powder, and we're going to finish this container of garlic powder off. Luckily, I remembered to order a new one. And then, you know what? We're going to add a little bit of heat today and add a few crushed red pepper flakes. Alrighty, so right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to reference my recipe real fast, as this is a new recipe I'm trying, to find out how long the chicken is going to take to cook. So let's see here. Alright, it says just about 3 minutes on each side, so we're going to pan fry them. Let me get out my big trusty pan here. I'm going to get this going over some medium-high heat. And so I'm going to put in the zucchini. Put this for 7 minutes. I'm going to turn my water on and get boiling for my noodles. Put a lid on that. In my water, I'm going to add just a pinch of salt. And a drop probably less than a teaspoon of oil. All right, so the last thing we need this oil for, I'm just going to get everything else prepared. We need 2 tablespoons of oil, olive oil, to cook our chicken in. And I'm going to move our pasta over here because we are going to rotate our video as much as we can over here in just a moment. I also need to get the pasta sauce going. I went the cheap way and the easy way at the 99-cent store. Hunt's roasted garlic and onion. So let me open that up and get that going on low in a small saucepan. You know, as a teacher, I love having these weeks off where I get to cook and hone my skills and everything like that. But I do have to say, when I go back to work, I really look forward to having my wife, Haley, doing a lot of this cooking here. And not because I don't enjoy it. I like making these videos, like I really do love it. But right now, organizing this many items on here and getting everything going at the exact right moment is really freaking hard, you know? All right, so our area of LA doesn't do really good with the recycling. So unfortunately, we just have to like get rid of a lot of our stuff. However, right now we're keeping cans because on our fitness app that we use, the Lose It app, we scan the barcodes in order to input our calories. So I'm leaving that can there so we can both scan everything later. I so wish we could recycle because we would so reduce the amount of trash that we had, but it's just really not friendly at all out here. All right, so get that pasta sauce going on low there. And I showed you guys my noodles. And we're only cooking 4 ounces of noodles because there's just the 2 of us. We don't need the whole box. Let me put my rolling pin away. And my can opener. All right. So we are ready for the big finale here. We are going to mix this up right here. All right. Well, I'm just reading my recipe. Don't mind me. All right, well, I made it right. So here's my egg and Parmesan cheese mixture. That's what that looks like. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our 2 chicken breasts, dredge it in the flour, dredge it in, let's see, let's try and turn it this way. All right, so I'm going to dredge flour, dredge cheesy stuff. And I think I need to add a pinch more milk, so that's what I'm going to do. It just doesn't feel right. So I added a splash, probably less than a tablespoon. So we probably have a tablespoon altogether. That's better. Tablespoon altogether. That's what we want. All right. Much better consistency. All right, let's put our oil in. Get our pan going. And get our chicken going. Shake it off. Oh. So I dredged in the flour. I'm going to put in the Parmesan, yumminess, cheesy egg stuff. Get a little something something on it. Alright, that looks good. And then I'm going to drop it there. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to let my zucchini go for another minute. It's not going to kill it. It's already dead. Alright. I'm going to bring this up to the middle and all around. It's not really sticking well to it, so I'm just sticking it for it. Alright. And all this chicken goo on it. Get my good tongs back. I put off this side over here. That's looking nice there. Slide those back in for another 5 minutes. Oops. And the water's boiling. This is all coming together at once, baby. Alright, noodles are in. So now I'm going to get plates out. cutting board so the Parm can wash it later. And now I have a nice clean countertop to serve everything on. So I'm going to turn the chicken brown up really nice. Let me bring the piece over and show you. But I'm going to let it have another minute to get the insides nice and well cooked in the middle. So I turn it all the way down to low, and I'm going to put the lid on. So to keep all of that steam, to keep all the steam and the juice in on it. See, get the sauce, a little stir. That sauce needs some livening up. Oh boy, does it need livening up. Now, I lived in Texas for 5 years. The rest of the time I lived in Michigan or California. My southern girl's coming out right now, and I don't have no southern girl. It needs livening up. We're going to throw in a bunch of red pepper. And thank goodness we got new garlic. All right, so I am going to now start. We have 1 minute on that, so oven's off. Sauce may give a stir. Back to that. Put the lid back on that. Chicken needs to flip. I can smell her. All right, so I have my meat thermometer right here. Let's give these girls a whirl, see how they're doing. Oh yeah, we're at 160. Fabulous. All right, so I'm going to put the lid on it and move it off the heat. And now we're just waiting for our noodles. So for our noodles, I've kind of made a makeshift stand here. So I'm going to need to move the computer, so if you'll just come with me, back up here. All right. Now we're going to drain the noodles and assemble our plates. in 4 minutes. We're going to use some mozzarella to top ours, because that gives me more full flavor. These. Oh yes, our noodles are doing great. Give those about 2 more minutes and we will be ready to plate. So, I hope everyone has enjoyed this episode with Chris. It is a little long, but I assure you seeing the final result will be worth having this full course meal here. And like I said, as I get better at this, I will definitely be looking at editing them and finding ways to make them shorter, but still getting the whole cooking process in. I know beginning cooking, especially when dieting, is so difficult. So I just want to make it accessible for everyone, even those who are intimidated. So, yeah. Any comments, anything that you would like to see, please put in the comments below. I appreciate constructive criticism so that I can make my channel better and, more useful to those who could use the help, and also for myself as a support to me. And don't forget to like and comment below. Always wants to do that. Watch lots of YouTube videos. So, yeah, now it's about time to drain the pasta. So we shall do that. So, and we are very, very strict about weighing out our food here. So that is what I am doing right now. Perfect. All right, now we're going to add chicken breast. Oh no, we should add the pasta sauce first. All right, so we want to add 126 grams of pasta sauce, which will be 60 calories. All right, so I'm going to zero out my scale. I'm going to get my nifty little ladle over here. Ooh, this bad boy is hot. Let's put a towel down for it. There we go. All right. So let me change. Oh, not even on grams. There we go. All right, so 126. Now we'll add the chicken breast, which I flipped over to this plate. There. All right. All right, we have this plate zeroed out. 126. 6. I actually ended up going about 115, so I could add a little dollop on top of the chicken breast. This off. Okay, let me put the sauce back over here. We have the lid on. Put that away for another day. Oh, text. Just when we're trying to get everything done. All right. Always got to check, make sure everything's good. 28 grams of some grated mozzarella. That is 80 calories. Oops. My wife didn't used to weigh hers. I just finally got her into weighing. Alright, so, oh, we need the asparagus. Oh my goodness, how could we forget the asparagus? Or the asparagus. The zucchini. Alright, so I have a towel down here to put my tray on so I don't burn up my counter. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to divide the zucchini in half. Vegetables are the one thing that we're excited we don't have to weigh out. Though we still do weigh them, but I already, a medium zucchini has 54 calories. So we do all of our weights pre-baked so that we know exactly what we have beforehand. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, that one's a good one. Look at that one. Ooh, nice and crispy. 13, 14, 15, 16. Now I know why Gordon Ramsay hates doing this shit. This takes for fucking ever. Oh, sorry, I was supposed to say that. Someone believe me. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15. All right. So here are our 2 plates of food. There is mine. Oh, this one's Haley's. This one's mine. They have exactly the same. But so we have our pasta is $1.90, and our spaghetti sauce is $60, so that is $2.50. We have our chicken breast, which is 4 ounces. Oh, wait, our chicken was already done for us. That was, our chicken is, it's right here on the screen, 280. All right, so we have, let's start that again. We have 280 plus we have 190, so 280, 380, 480, 470. Plus our sauce is 60, so that's 530. Plus the cheese is 80. So that's 530, 610, plus the zucchini, which is 54 for the whole one. I totally just forgot. Yeah, I'll have to write it down. But we're looking at about 800 calories for the whole thing. Again, in the link below, in the description below, I will have the nutritional information for the calories and everything broken down for you. But we're looking at about 800 calories for this whole awesome plate of food. You have your starch, you have your gluten-free noodles, you have a vegetable, you have your meat and dairy, and you have your fat in the form of olive oil. The only thing you're missing is a fruit, which you see behind us. We have bananas and oranges there. I have kiwis in the fridge, and we also have canned fruits for those of you who are into that. And also the banana muffins I made yesterday are in the fridge, so that would also be a fruit and carbohydrate / snack option. So I hope you enjoy this video. Don't forget to subscribe and like below. And I hope you had a great time watching this, and I look forward to seeing you again. Bye!